2 phone calls, 2 withdrawals, and suddenly Wrexham's championship campaign faces its biggest test yet. Alright Wrexham fans, if you love the Red Dragons like I do, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into what could be the defining moment of our season. The international break was supposed to be routine. Pride for Moore wearing the Welsh Dragon, Cacace representing New Zealand, business as usual for a Wrexham side flying high in the championship. But behind the scenes, Phil Parkinson's phone was ringing with news no manager wants to hear. Kiefer Moore, our 9-goal talisman, the man who's been undroppable this season, pulled out of Wales World Cup qualifiers with a thigh injury. Hours later, Libby Cacace withdrew from New Zealand duty with a calf problem that's been lurking since the start of the campaign. 2 key players, 2 international withdrawals, and now, as we head to Portman Road to face Ipswich, both are serious doubts. This isn't just about one match. Moore's been our go-to man up front, starting every single championship game since arriving from Sheffield United. Cacace has been building momentum when fit, giving us genuine quality down the left. Losing them both, that changes everything about how we approach this crucial fixture. The question hanging over the racecourse right now isn't just whether they'll play on Saturday, it's whether this is the moment our incredible start to life in the championship hits a wall. But to understand why this matters so much, we need to go back to how we got here. Let's paint the picture. Wrexham in the championship, something that felt like a distant dream just 3 years ago when Hollywood came calling. From non-league obscurity to the 3rd tier of English football, we've defied every expectation. But the championship, this is different. This is where dreams get tested properly. Phil Parkinson knew it. That's why the summer recruitment was crucial. And the crown jewel? Kiefer Moore, a proven championship operator who just helped Ipswich reach the Premier League last season. 6'5", powerful, experienced, exactly what we needed to make the step up. The gaffer called him a proper player from day one, and Moore has delivered beyond expectations. 9 goals already, every single league match started. He's been our focal point, our target man, our guarantee of quality in the final third. Then there's Libby Cacace. The Kiwi international arrived from Impoli with a reputation, but struggled early on with a niggling thigh problem. 5 starts, 2 substitute appearances. He's been in and out, but when he's played, you can see the quality. Genuine pace, delivery from the left, the kind of attacking threat that stretches championship defences. But here's the thing about this level, it's relentless. 24 teams scrapping for 3 promotion spots and 14 trying to avoid the drop. There's no room for sentiment, no easy games, and injuries. They can derail everything you've built. The Charlton match on November 8th should have been routine. We won 1-0 at home, job done. But that's when the problem started. Cacace took a blow to the calf, bleeding into the muscle, the kind of injury that looks minor but lingers like a bad smell. Moore felt something in his thigh. Nothing dramatic, nor stretcher, but experienced pros know when something is not right. Fast forward to the international break. Moore gets called up for Wales World Cup qualifiers against Liechtenstein and North Macedonia. Massive games for his country. Career-defining stuff. Cacace is heading to the States for New Zealand friendlies against Colombia and Ecuador. Both are buzzing, ready to represent their nations. Then reality hits. The medical staff at Wrexham make the calls. Moore consults with Wales's physio team. The verdict? Not worth the risk. Pull them both. Keep them at the racecourse for treatment and hope they're ready for Ipswich. No one saw it coming this way. Behind closed doors at the training ground, you can imagine the conversations. Parkinson weighing up his options, the medical team running assessments. Moore desperate to play for Wales in World Cup qualifiers. Cacace gutted to miss international duty again. The Hollywood owners monitoring every development because they understand what injuries can do to momentum. And here's the context that makes this even more significant. Ipswich away. Not just any fixture,
Moore's old club, the team he helped fire into the Premier League last season. Portman Road, where he's a hero, where the fans still sing his name. Imagine being Kiefer Moore right now, nursing a thigh injury, desperate to prove himself against the club that moved on without him. The football gods have a cruel sense of timing.
This is where it gets real. Phil Parkinson faces the press, and you can hear the concern in his voice. Libby and Kiefer withdrew, and both were obviously disappointed to miss international games, especially Kiefer, because these were Wales qualifiers. Disappointed. That word does a lot of heavy lifting, doesn't it? This is a striker who lives for moments like this. World Cup qualifiers for your country versus protecting your club season. It's the impossible choice every international player faces, but this time, the decision was made for him. Parkinson continues, he even consulted with the Welsh physio during this time, and unfortunately, there was nothing we could do about it. But he's recovering well. Recovering well, not he'll definitely play, not he'll be fine, recovering well. Manager speak for we're in wait-and-see mode. Then he adds something that could change how we view this situation. He's had a really good first third of the season for us, and the positive from this is he's now had a rest. A rest. Moore's played every single championship game this season. Every one. The man's been relentless, and maybe, just maybe, his body's telling him something. Maybe this forced break is actually what he needs to finish the season strong. Or maybe it's the start of a recurring issue that keeps him out for weeks. We simply don't know yet, but here's where Parkinson's experience shows through. How long until he's fully recovered? We'll continue to assess him, just as we will with Libby. Assess, monitor, evaluate. These are the words that keep Wrexham fans awake at night, because Saturday's coming. Ipswich are waiting. Portman Road doesn't care about your injury concerns. And Cacace? Libby took a knock to his calf. It's bleeding quite a bit, and we'll continue monitoring. Bleeding quite a bit, that's a calf contusion, muscle damage, the kind that can sideline a player for days or weeks, depending on severity. For a player who's already battled injury issues this season, it's another frustrating setback. What would you do in Parkinson's position? Risk your star striker at his old ground, potentially making the injury worse? Throw Cacace back in before he's ready? Or protect them both and trust your squad depth in one of the season's biggest fixtures? This is the moment everything hangs in the balance. Wrexham supporters are divided, as you'd expect. Social media's been buzzing since the news broke. Some fans are pragmatic. Better to miss one game than 10, they say. Others are desperate. We need more for Ipswich, whatever it takes. The reality is more nuanced. This isn't just about one match. It's about managing a championship season where injuries pile up, fixture congestion gets brutal, and one wrong decision can cost you momentum you never recover. BBC Wales and the leader have been covering the story closely, and the national media's taken notice too. Wrexham, not just any championship club anymore. We're the Hollywood story, the documentary darlings, the team everyone's watching. When our star striker pulls out of international duty, people pay attention. Inside the dressing room, you can bet the mood's been mixed. Relief that Moore and Cacace are being protected, anxiety about facing Ipswich without them. Other players seeing opportunity. This is their chance to prove they belong at this level. And Moore himself? You know he's desperate to play. This is personal for him, returning to Ipswich, where he's a legend, where the fans worship him for firing them into the Premier League. Missing that? It must be killing him. Here's the bigger picture. Wrexham's championship campaign has exceeded expectations so far, but we're entering the phase where squad depth gets tested. Lose more for multiple matches, and suddenly our attacking options look thin. Cacace's continued absence means we're leaning heavily on other defenders who might not have his quality. This reminds me of every promotion-chasing side that's hit injury trouble mid-season. It's how you respond that defines you. Do we panic and rush players back? Or trust the process, protect our assets, and believe in the squad? The Hollywood narrative adds another layer. Reynolds and McElhenney understand sports injuries. Reynolds lived through them with Wrexham's rise. But they also know that missing key players in crucial games can be the difference between promotion dreams and mid-table mediocrity.
What happens next? Saturday's team selection will tell us everything. If Moore and Cacace are on that bench, we know they're close. If they're not in the squad at all, we're looking at potentially missing them for multiple fixtures. The Championship waits for no one, and Ipswich, flying high in the Premier League, will be watching their old hero with interest. At the end of the day, this is what being a Wrexham fan is all about. The highs, the lows, the drama, and the hope. We've gone from non-league to the Championship in 3 years. We've faced bigger challenges than this. Moore and Cacace will be back, and when they are, we'll be stronger for it. From Hollywood to the racecourse, through injuries and setbacks, this is our story, and we're not done writing it yet. Let me know in the comments, should Parkinson risk more at Ipswich or protect him for the long run? Hit like if you're back in Wrexham no matter what, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds!